unique part of the Center for Irish Music is its dedication to making the music as accessible as possible to anyone who's interested.
I really like the fact that it's such a vibrant community, and it's made up of people from all walks of life, all ages.
There aren't many traditional Irish music schools around the country, and so having the CIM here in St. Paul is invaluable, in my opinion.
Irish music is made for community. Like, it's intrinsically tied to culture and community in Ireland. And for us to be able to give back and to take our music out into our local community here, it enriches the students in their learning and development, and it enriches the community. What it does is that you have this art form that nourishes the community that's in. And in turn, the community comes back and it nourishes the art form because it's a developing tradition and it's continually evolving and changing.
This place is so connected to the community with the Irish culture in the Twin Cities, as well as the different musical endeavors that are around town that CIM connects into. I think it's really important to kind of support what's going on here so that we can continue to operate such an amazing organization.
It's cost prohibitive for people to buy a lot of these instruments when they don't even know whether they want to play them or not. And so the instrument rental program has really just grown naturally, just kind of organically through the need of the students.
If you have a student or an adult come in who wants to play the harp, it's a lot of money up front. The average kind of entry-level harp is about $3,500.
If I wasn't able to rent an instrument, I don't think I would have been playing instruments. I can't just buy a harp because I don't even know if I like it. I don't know, like, who knows if I'd want to quit. So, like, renting them really helps you, like, just figure out, oh, is this something I want to play?
When I first started harp, I did rent one from the CIM, and it really helped me get harp started and just helped me learn.
A proper flute is not cheap. A proper harp is not cheap. A set of Irish pipes is definitely not cheap. There's no way around the proper instrument to get the right sound.
It's difficult to get your hands on a set of pipes, whether it's finding a maker, finding a set, or getting the money together to get one. So having the sets here for rent for a very, very modest cost is a great opportunity for anybody who might be interested in giving it a try.
Right now we have a really, really nice accordion rented. I've been renting it for a while and I really like it. And without it, I probably never would have started playing accordion at all.
The Minnesota Irish Music Weekend is an immersive, traditional Irish music festival where we bring specialists in from Ireland and from other parts of the country to teach and to perform for us. We bring individuals who have like a really deep knowledge of their particular area, and then they perform for us and they meet all of the students. They teach adults and teenagers.
In 2014, at the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend, they brought in a famous Irish flute player. His name's Eamon Cotter. He's a world-renowned musician and he makes flutes. And me and Adrian O'Shea had the opportunity to have a class with him. And when we were playing with him, he offered to make us both flutes. We had rental flutes from the CIM, which are amazing for people to learn on. But we both kind of wanted to step up. We both got Eamon Cotter flutes, and we were really excited because we now were considered more advanced players off of that.
It's been great to see the variety of musicians from all over different parts of Ireland, different traditions within Irish music, singing traditions and different instrumental traditions, and it's clear to see how that's benefited the students, particularly the younger students, the way that they learn tunes, the way that they think about the music, the way that they see themselves as a part of the music.
The CIM has developed a really positive reputation among the Irish American traditional music community as well as the music community in Ireland.
It's sort of a nexus for what the tradition is here. My fondest dream is to have one of our kids go play someplace and have players who know what they're talking about go, oh, That's a St. Paul kid. I've heard that sound before.
I'm both a donor and a volunteer at the school. It's such a unique place, and I really want it to be accessible to as many people as possible.
It's more than just teaching individuals Irish music. It's a broadening of awareness about Irish culture.
I think more people should know about the Center for Irish Music because they have an opportunity to learn really good music from really good teachers.
There's so many more people who are playing at a really high level of traditional music, and what's happening is that they're coming here, but then they're going out and they're going to do programs in the community through the ensemble programs and nursing homes and performances, and also it really reflects very well back on the school because we are teaching these kids to play music at a very high level.
It's not coming here and learning an instrument. It's like you make relationships with your teachers. Like the teachers I have, I feel like they're second parents to me. It's like a whole community because you make friends that play the same instruments or different instruments, and you learn how to play together. And like it's so much more than just learning an instrument.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Celtic Junction Arts Center. We hope you're joining us from all over the Twin Cities and from Minnesota and even further away. Maybe even we have some night owls over in Ireland watching. I hope so. So this is streaming on Facebook, on the Center for Irish Music's Facebook page, on YouTube, and on our own webpage, on our live stream page. So if you are a Facebook person and you want to comment, go ahead, you go to our Facebook page, and it's also streaming on the Celtic Junction Arts Center's webpage, or their Facebook page. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Nora Rendell, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Irish Music, which is an Irish music school based right here in St. Paul and right here inside the Celtic Junction Arts Center. And what you're about to see tonight is a concert that's part of the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend at Home. The original plan was to have the 12th annual Minnesota Irish Music Weekend right here at the Celtic Junction Arts Center. But since about March 16th, this place has been empty. It's been very quiet. Recently, we've had some food drives here, actually. So we filled it up with a few people recently, but it's been pretty quiet. And so tonight is very exciting. It's really exciting for me. And maybe if you've seen all of the virtual concerts, it's exciting for you to see me with a different backdrop. And I hope it is. Same shirt, but I did wash it. And do you like it? Isn't it beautiful? So anyways, I wanted to let you know a little bit about what the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend is, and also let you know a little bit about what the Celtic Junction Arts Center is. So MIM is a festival. It's a teaching festival with some performances as well, and we are halfway through, maybe even 3/4 of the way through. We just had a full day of amazing workshops by our master artists, and I'm not going to name all of them, but we had Matt Kranich with us and Conal O'Grada with us, and Danny Diamond, Seán Gavin, Brian Miller he's teaching tomorrow, actually. But anyways, we've had a full day of workshops and a few lectures, an interview of Matt Kranich, like a fascinating interview where we learned a lot about his influences and some of the Sliabh Luachra musicians that he has studied and kind of emulated throughout his life. So we're all learning a lot about traditional Irish music, and everybody's learned a few new tunes and a few new moves and a few new friends online even. It's been great. It's been really wonderful, and we're so happy that you're here enjoying it with us. And I was talking to Natalie earlier. Natalie's the director of the Celtic Junction Arts Center. I said, what would you like me to say about the Celtic Junction Arts Center? So the CJAC, or Celtic Junction Arts Center, is this space that we're in, and there's a bunch of different Irish organizations that are inside this building. And if you want to learn more, go to Celtic Junction Arts Center, or celticjunction.org, and you can find out. I always tell people, if you want to know everything that's happening in the Irish scene in the Twin Cities, a really good start is joining the Celtic Junction Arts Center's newsletter and the Center for Irish Music's newsletter. And you'll probably find out about all the other things that are going on through those newsletters, because we like to connect people we like to connect the community to all the things happening. So Natalie said, well, we just really want people to know that this building is only as kind of vibrant as the music and the people and the dancing and the things that are happening inside it. And it's kind of been a deeply sad thing for Natalie and Cormac the last few months to have such a quiet space here. It's been quiet, and there has been nothing going on. So having the music here tonight and the vibrations of the speakers going and just being able to hear music live it's really meaningful and makes this place feel like the home that we want it to be. So that's your message from the Celtic Junction Arts Center. And this is a place where you can take lessons in Irish language, you can take lessons in Celtic art and mythology and all sorts of different things. So if you want to learn more about that, go to their website. And then the Center for Irish Music, which is the organization that I run, is a music school. And we have over 300 students, probably way more than that now with all of you, because we've had people joining up with the school for MIM. We have people from New Jersey, and there's a whole gang from Colorado Springs that's joining us, and people from greater Minnesota as well. And we're so thrilled to be connecting with you guys. We hope that you'll stay connected to us even after this virtual festival is over. So tonight is our big concert. It's our live concert, and we're so excited about it. So I'll go ahead and introduce our artists. So first of all, we're going to have Seán Gavin performing for us, and I think at some point he might be met up with another musician, Brian Miller, one of our locals, much loved locals. He's also a teacher at the school. But Seán, who is really the feature at first because he's playing the pipes, the most important of all the Irish instruments, right, Seán? And he had 8 pipers in his workshop today, all women, except for one. Woohoo! And one of them actually was a fantastic piper from Cork, one of Conal O'Grada's flute students, and she was joining us. It was really wonderful to meet Anya. So Seán is an award-winning musician. I'm a massive fan of Seán's playing, and he's a young guy, getting less young as the days go by, as we all are. But for such a young musician, he's very, very influential. Flute players and pipers are looking to his music, and they're really looking to the style that he's created that really is his own. He can hear things that nobody else can hear, and he's an inspiring musician. So without further ado, we have a crew here. It's a small crew, and there's a lot of distance in front of me and behind you online, but they are ready for a big, huge clap. So please welcome to the stage, Seán Gavin.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Nora, for the kind words. And also, thanks for doing such a great job this weekend. This is kind of the first time I've ever done one of these things online before, and it's been great. I'm surprised. I was surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised that Nora was able to pull it off, but I'm surprised that I didn't run into more problems myself dealing with Zoom and the audio settings and this and that and all kinds of things that I don't know a whole lot about. But well done to Nora and all the volunteers and everybody here at CJAC as well for pulling off a great event, even though we're all kind of stuck in our own little spaces, but kind of felt like we were actually all together, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to start off with a couple tunes. I think I'm going to do some hornpipes to start. These are two hornpipes that were recorded by Michael Gallagher, who was a great piper from Leitrim and made 78s, and was a friend of Kevin Henry, who is a hero of mine and a giant in Irish music who just passed away recently. And he told me that Michael Gallagher was actually a flute player first when he met him, and he met him in England before they even moved. Either of them had moved to America, and that's pretty wild. That's going back a ways. Anyhow, and Wigham, I think, was the name of the place. So this is the Plains of Boyle, Boyles in Leitrim, and the Leitrim Fancy. So Boyles and Roscommon. What am I talking about? Anyway, the Leitrim Fancy is a Leitrim tune. Anyway, so I'll play these two hornpipes, and I hope you like them.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody. So I'm going to play, maybe try a slow air for you now. So this is one that is called On Bucul Heldov. And I learned it originally from the playing of Liam O'Flynn, who was a great piper who played with the band Planksty. Probably everybody watching here knows who Liam O'Flynn is, really. But I always loved his playing since I was a little kid, and I also learned a version of the air from Leo Rosem, from a recording of Leo Rosem, who taught Liam O'Flynn. And there's some interesting similarities and differences there. And it's a, that's not the right name, is it? It's not Bucul Heldov, sorry. It's Bandov Anglana. Sorry, that's the one. My mistake. Yeah, this is Bandov Anglana. And yeah, so Leo Rosem recorded this one as well, and I asked Seamus Begley to translate the lyrics for me. He sings a different version of it, so he said that he thinks this might be kind of a Connemara version or something like that. He has a different twist on it. But it's all about a really pale woman that a man is writing a love song to, and apparently he told me that actually underneath the lyrics, the story is really about a man who's being haunted by a ghost, and he writes the song to appease her and hopes that she would leave him alone, even though it's kind of appears as it is like a regular love song, but that's apparently the backstory. But he could be pulling my leg, I suppose, too, but you never know. He's been known to do that from time to time. So I'll give this one a try, and hope you like it. Oh yeah, so the set of pipes I'm playing here was made by Leo Rosem for Al Purcell, they would call him in Ireland, who is the man who taught me to play the pipes. He was from Dublin originally and lived in Detroit. So I'm very fortunate to be playing them now, and since I got them, I've been listening a lot to lots of people who play Rosem sets, but in particular Leo and Liam O'Flynn, and lots of the Dorans, and lots of just great pipers over time. Clancy played a Rosem set for a while as well. Just all the different sounds you can get out of them I've been trying to play around with, but anyhow, so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. Whew. Okay, all right. So that was the Duke of Leinster there at the end. I am gonna keep going now. A couple more tunes on the pipes for you. Might try a long jig, I think. Just give me 1 sec to tune these up, and I'll let you know what it's gonna be after I figure it out myself. Okay, I think I might try one called Cherish the Ladies. And it's a great jig. It's, this is kind of my own version, I suppose, but it's a mix of a few different things. Michael Coleman kind of had a nice version of it, just a two-part, and then there's some other good versions of it on the pipes, so give it a try. Let me see if I got in tune here. All right, not bad. Okay, here we go. All right, thanks a lot. I am going to take a break from the old pipes now and give you a break from them as well. And play a few tunes on the flute. I might play another air for you, unless there are any complaints. Exactly. It's a short one. It's one that Kevin Henry used to play a lot, and it's Aaron Gra McCree, which is a song that has lyrics both in English and Irish, and it's a really lovely air. But it's one that he used to sing and also play, so I'll just play it a couple of times over, I think. It's just one part, really, so it doesn't go on too long. And then maybe my buddy Brian Miller will come up and give me a hand after that. That's it. Thanks. All right, what do you say there, Brian Miller? You want to come play a couple of tunes with me?
Yes.
What would you like me to play? No, I'm just teasing. Any particular keys that are good? No, I'm just joking. Myself and Brian play in a band together called Bua. Woo! And maybe I'll play a couple reels for you that will be on our forthcoming album. Someday it will be out. Someday soon. Just like they keep saying, like, just push it back another 2 weeks. Push it back another, like the whole quarantine thing, you know? Just keep pushing it back and back. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah, but the difference is when we bring the CD out, that's when people get upset instead of, you know, the other way around. But anyway, how about them, The Maid and the Cherry Tree?
Great.
And what's the other one? The Sandy Mount. Yeah?
Sounds good.
Okay, so here's a couple reels for you. The first one I always associate with the playing of Tommy Reck. Who's a great Dublin piper. And the Sandy Mount is actually a neighborhood in Dublin, isn't it? And I assume that's what it's named after, even though it's got a real country sound to it, but. All right. Thanks. Thanks. Let's see now. I think I'll try a couple more jigs for you. These are two more ones that Kevin Henry used to play a lot, and he recorded them on a great album that he brought out about 25 years ago called One's Own Place. So if you haven't heard that, there's a lot of great recitations and whistle playing, storytelling, piping, flute playing, the whole 9 yards. There's a couple of songs on there too, and this first one, he called it Biddy McGee. Most people call it Paddy Clancy's. And then the next one, I think people call it the Castle Bar Races sometimes. But he called it the Moving Bogs of Powellsboro, which is also a name for a reel. So I suppose when you can play as good as Kevin Henry, you can call him whatever the hell you want.
What keys are these ones in?
D and G.
Lovely.
Yeah. Ready?
I think so. You. Nice.
Cool. I'll play. Maybe I'll play another hornpipe for you or something. I might pull out this little flute here. This one's
just the pipes.
Yeah. And oh yeah, it was the bellows there. Yeah, sorry. I don't even hear it anymore. It's just like it doesn't even register between all the sounds in my apartment. Anyway, this is a little F flute here, made out of carbon fiber. There's a guy out in Corvallis, Oregon, named Rob Gondura who makes them, and does pretty good job of it. So I'm gonna play this one. I got this one actually because Kevin Henry had an F flute, a really cool one with an ivory head joint, and he used to play that sometimes. And I thought maybe if I got one, we'd play a few tunes together, and sure enough, we did. So
It worked.
It worked out. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna play something different. I'm gonna play a couple polkas. We didn't do any of that yet, did we?
Nope.
Yeah. So yeah, the first one here is one that's "The Girl I Left Behind Me," and it's an old tune. Kevin used to play a lot, and then I'll go into one that he also used to play a lot called "The Ruski." Yeah, you know them too, right?
Yeah.
B flat.
Same key, both of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I hope you like these. It's been a while since I played them. Hope I remember them. If I'm sharp, I can come down a bit there too.
Sorry.
Yeah, you good?
Mostly.
Okay. All right. So I think I'll just play one more for you, and then I think we're going to take a little break for 15 minutes. So thanks, everybody, for listening in. Nora's going to have a few words when I'm done, so don't go get a drink just yet. All right? You can wait,
Stay
all
out
right?
of that kitchen.
You can wait another 5 minutes, will you? All right. I saw somebody said something. Somebody opened the pubs up before we all become alcoholics. All right. All right, here's two more reels that I got from Kevin Henry. And the first one is Tom Ward's Downfall, or some people call it Tom Falls Downwards, whichever you prefer. And then exactly, yeah. And then the one after that is The New Policeman, which is another set that he played on that One Zone Place CD. And great flute playing with his daughter, Maggie, who's also a great flute player and fiddle player. So I'll try these two for you. So thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks very much to everybody at the CIM and the Celtic Junction for all the support and all the organization and getting everything off the ground, because if it were left to people like me, we wouldn't be doing anything. So all right, ready?
The G and D?
No, G and G.
G and G
But
all
it's
the time.
B flat and B flat, really.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
G and G.
Do you want to tune up again there, or are you all
I'm
right?
happy.
Okay.
I'm
all
doing
right.
great over here.
He's a good guitar player, you know, but I like the music myself, so I don't pay too much attention.
I can take it.
I don't pay too much attention to that, you know.
This is all educational for my students. I tell them what it's like. I tell them you don't you think you're playing, but you're not actually playing.
Right, yeah. Okay, so Tom Ward's and The New Policeman. Thanks
Seán
very
Gavin.
much, everybody. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Nora. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Cormac and Natalie. And hopefully see you all very soon. Take care.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Thank you, Seán. That was amazing. While he's packing up, I have just a couple of announcements. So we're going to take a break now. This is a real concert, a real kind of format as well. So we're going to take a 25-minute break, which is the perfect amount of time for you to go grab a drink out of your fridge, to go to your computer and buy an album, or 2 or 3 or 4. Bua has fantastic albums, and go to buamusic.com. And then Brian Miller has some great albums if you're interested. And then Seán has he's on a whole bunch of great albums. So if you look up Seán Gavin, he's got a great album with Jesse Smith and Nick Gavisky, and he's on the Bua albums. Anything else I should mention? Well, he's gone. Anyway, please look them up and buy the albums from these artists. And we have some links on centerforirishmusic.org/events/MIM. And I think it's artist merchandise. So we tried to make some links on our website to those. And then also all these Minnesota Irish Music Weekend at Home concerts are free. However, if we are accepting donations, so if you would like to make a donation to the Center for Irish Music, it will help us it helps to fund this event, and it helps to fund events in the future. And we've gotten some great ideas from running this virtual festival. We'd love to do more of it. So I think probably Michelle is running the link to donating to the concert fund on our website. So 25 minutes, you can enjoy some background music and just relax, go stretch your legs, and we will be back with Danny Diamond.
unique part of the Center for Irish Music is its dedication to making the music as accessible as possible to anyone who's interested.
I really like the fact that it's such a vibrant community, and it's made up of people from all walks of life, all ages.
There aren't many traditional Irish music schools around the country, and so having the CIM here in St. Paul is invaluable, in my opinion.
Irish music is made for community. Like, it's intrinsically tied to culture and community in Ireland. And for us to be able to give back and to take our music out into our local community here, it enriches the students in their learning and development, and it enriches the community. What it does is that you have this art form that nourishes the community that it's in. And in turn, the community comes back and it nourishes the art form because it's a developing tradition and it's continually evolving and changing.
This place is so connected to the community with the Irish culture in the Twin Cities, as well as the different musical endeavors that are around town that CIM connects into. I think it's really important to kind of support what's going on here so that we can continue to operate such an amazing organization.
It's cost prohibitive for people to buy a lot of these instruments when they don't even know whether they want to play them or not. And so the instrument rental program has really just grown naturally, just kind of organically through the need of the students.
If you have a student or an adult come in who wants to play the harp, it's a lot of money up front. The average kind of entry-level harp is about $3,500.
If I wasn't able to rent an instrument, I don't think I would have been playing instruments. I can't just buy a harp because I don't even know if I like it. I don't know, like, who knows if I'd want to quit. So, like, renting them really helps you, like, just figure out, oh, is this something I want to play?
When I first started harp, I did rent one from the CIM, and it really helped me get harp started and just helped me learn.
A proper flute is not cheap. A proper harp is not cheap. A set of Irish pipes is definitely not cheap. There's no way around the proper instrument to get the right sound.
It's difficult to get your hands on a set of pipes, whether it's finding a maker, finding a set, or getting the money together to get one. So having the sets here for rent for a very, very modest cost is a great opportunity for anybody who might be interested in giving it a try.
Right now we have a really, really nice accordion rented. I've been renting it for a while and I really like it. And without it, I probably never would have started playing accordion at all.
The Minnesota Irish Music Weekend is an immersive, traditional Irish music festival where we bring specialists in from Ireland and from other parts of the country to teach and to perform for us. We bring individuals who have like a really deep knowledge of their particular area, and then they perform for us and they meet all of the students. They teach adults and teenagers.
In 2014, at the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend, they brought in a famous Irish flute player. His name's Eamon Cotter. He's a world-renowned musician and he makes flutes. And me and Adrian O'Shea had the opportunity to have a class with him. And when we were playing with him, he offered to make us both flutes. We had rental flutes from the CIM, which are amazing for people to learn on. But we both kind of wanted to step up. We both got Eamon Cotter flutes, and we were really excited because we now were considered more advanced players off of that.
It's been great to see the variety of musicians from all over different parts of Ireland, different traditions within Irish music, singing traditions and different instrumental traditions, and it's clear to see how that's benefited the students, particularly the younger students, the way that they learn tunes, the way that they think about the music, the way that they see themselves as a part of the music.
The CIM has developed a really positive reputation among the Irish American traditional music community as well as the music community in Ireland.
It's sort of a nexus for what the tradition is here. My fondest dream is to have one of our kids go play someplace and have players who know what they're talking about go, oh, That's a St. Paul kid. I've heard that sound before.
I'm both a donor and a volunteer at the school. It's such a unique place, and I really want it to be accessible to as many people as possible.
It's more than just teaching individuals Irish music. It's a broadening of awareness about Irish culture.
I think more people should know about the Center for Irish Music because they have an opportunity to learn really good music from really good teachers.
There's so many more people who are playing at a really high level of traditional music, and what's happening is that they're coming here, but then they're going out and they're going to do programs in the community through the ensemble programs in nursing homes and performances, and also it really reflects very well back on the school because we are teaching these kids to play music at a very high level.
It's not coming here and learning an instrument. It's like you make relationships with your teachers. Like the teachers I have, I feel like they're second parents to me. It's like a whole community because you make friends that play the same instruments or different instruments, and you learn how to play together. And like it's so much more than just learning an instrument.
This isn't a sort of reenactment or something artificial that's going on here. This is Irish culture just as much as it is in Dublin or Cork. It's the same thing. It's not different.
Okay, good. Okay, and we're gonna skip right out of the very last tune.
To me, the Center for Irish Music is a great school to learn Irish music, but I think beyond that, it's a community. It's a place to meet friends, to build friendships. Seeing the kids growing up together and sharing a love for Irish music has just been wonderful.
The first time I started getting really interested in it is when my mom was just messing around on the whistle, because we had a box of whistles downstairs in the basement, and she brought them up and she started learning this tune, and then I got jealous. And then I started wanting to learn the tune too, and then I just started picking it up and playing it.
My mom had me playing suzuki violin for a little bit, and I hated it, and I told her, Mom, I'm never playing music if this is what it is. I'm never doing this. And then I got a tin whistle in my hands, and I adored it. The music that we're playing is really good, and it holds a standard to the rest of the world, and even in Ireland.
A number of years back, I had a work assignment which required my family and I to move to Galway, Ireland. And we'd never been to Galway, we'd never been to Ireland for that matter. So we didn't really know that much about the Irish and their culture and their art and their music. But I had this connection with a little record store in town, and so was in there, and they said, well, you've got to get some Irish music. You should start with a couple of these CDs. So I brought these CDs home, and we played them in the house straight away, and we were all immediately captured by this music. We were all kind of drawn in, and there's a kind of an energy to it, and also a sense of something deeper. The Center for Irish Music is a community. It's a community that's focused in on a culture that you may or may not have grown up with. So, but it's this kind of culture that's pretty wide open. So you don't actually have to be Irish to find a place here that you would really enjoy being a part of this with you and your family. And if your interests are just for the music, pure music, this is such a deeply musical place. It comes from a place that's deep within a culture, but yet it's kind of shared across culture.
I like that it's a community and we can just come at basically any time. There'll be a session that you can join. You can just play music with other people and learn tunes from other people, and you can teach other people other tunes. It's very social as well as playing music.
Me too, ditto. One of the neat things for me has been to have her being involved in the community outside of just our family, because we play music at home and she's introduced to it through me, but to have her learn tunes from somebody that's not me and to learn tunes with friends and be part of a group that's separate from me has been really fun to watch.
I think people really should take lessons at the Center for Irish Music because there are good teachers, and in all of the ensembles, no matter how many people you have, it's still all fun, and you always learn something new every day.
My grandson and I both had expressed an interest in learning bodhrán, so we decided to sign up together, and that's really been a lot of fun to take lessons together. And Todd is such a great teacher. He's so patient with John and just keeps bringing us along, adding new techniques.
At my dance competition, it was all live musicians, and then
I started doing the harp and the whistle.
Sounding good?
I loved it.
I want children singing with their parents. I want children singing with each other. I just think music is people's birthright, and every person can have music in their lives, and they can be musical participants, not just musical consumers.
Since the founding of the school, I think the entire Irish community has been led and, aided by this, foundational organization being the Centre for Irish Music. There's a lot more goes on in the school than just music. And there's a lot more taught to the kids about the history of why it's important and what it ties them to. So now with a school of 200 students strong, the growth for the future is incredibly exciting. But it does take a lot of energy and a lot of work. And the collaboration between the Celtic Junction and the Centre for Irish Music, they're almost essential to each other. And I think it's been a great relationship over the last 10, coming up on 10 years as it is now.
Stop looking at your phone. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen out there. My name's Nora, and I'm welcoming you back to the second half of our Saturday night Master Artist Concert as part of the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend at Home. And we are at the Celtic Junction Arts Center in St. Paul, Minnesota, and we are coming to you live. And we're really excited for the second half of this concert. So the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend is a festival that is we're in the middle of the festival happening, and tomorrow you can sign up for workshops still, and also make sure that you don't miss Matt Kranich's concert tomorrow. It'll be airing live on Facebook and on YouTube and on centerforirishmusic.org. Go to our live stream page at 3 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, June 14th. So make sure that you tune in for that. It'll be a fantastic concert. So for the second half of this concert, we have a wonderful, wonderful fiddle player who has just recently moved to the Twin Cities from Dublin, and his family is from Belfast. I don't know if they would say they're from there. They're from all over. They're from up there. Tara and Dermy Diamond are his parents, and he comes from a tradition, a wonderful, wonderful musical family that has deep connections to the music, and he's recorded many albums. Earlier on, he recorded with Morga, a trio, and he's recorded with Connor Caldwell and done a bunch of work with him as well. And they have a duo album called North that you should definitely check out. And Danny has a solo album as well. He also happens to be a teacher at the Center for Irish Music, which is the music school that is presenting this whole festival. And we're so happy to have him here. He's also a really wonderful teacher. And but tonight, we're not here to listen to him chat and tell us all about the history of the music and all the wonderful musicians and their style. We're not here for that, because we got some of that today, and we're going to get some more of it tomorrow. Tonight, we're here to hear Danny Diamond play his fiddle. So please, and are you going to start together? Or are you? Yeah, okay. So, and I should also talk a little bit about Brian Miller, who is my husband, and I'm a fan of his. I have to be, but before, I really don't need to get into this, but he's a wonderful, wonderful musician. And when I met Brian many, many years ago out in Portland at the Port Townsend, at the American Festival of Fiddle Tunes, or Fiddle Tunes American Festival of American Fiddle Tunes. That was it. I heard him play, and I'll never forget it. He's got a really distinctive style of playing, and people love playing along with him. And these two have been developing a duet, and so you are going to hear it for the very first time tonight. So without further ado, please welcome to the stage Danny Diamond and Brian Miller.
How's it
Thank you,
going?
Nora.
And thanks, Nora. So much for all those long-winded introductions I had planned.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll have to keep those for tomorrow.
Not here to hear that stuff.
It's really great to do this, and thanks to all the guys here at the Celtic Junction, and to everyone at Minnesota Irish Music Weekend for having me and for being so welcoming over the last 6 months plus, everyone at the Center for Irish Music. There's not many towns you could just move to halfway across the world and then slot into a ready-made, really vibrant Irish cultural community. So I'm kind of aware how lucky I am to be in the middle of all that. And it's looking forward to a first public showing of some of the stuff that the two of us have been working on. We've been trying to do a bit despite lockdown, and ending up sharing tracks online rather than sitting down together to practice and stuff like that. So it'll be an interesting little journey tonight to see how it's all going. We're going to start off with a few tunes. The first one's like a fling, I suppose. It's complicated. What's it called? It's like a Highland sometimes. Sometimes it's a single reel. Sometimes it's a fling. I'm going to call it a fling. It's called Love Will You Marry Me. It's also called Some Say the Devil is Dead. Sorry, Nora, I'm already getting into it with the intros. The next one is also like in between being a reel and a fling as well. Who knows? You know, they're all in 4/4, but there's a world of tune types for all the nerds like myself out there to get lost in. It's called The Dogs Among the Bushes. If you listen really closely, the great piper Seamus Ennis used to say you could hear the dogs howling in the tune if you play it right, so you can decide if I play it right or not. If you hear howling, don't be alarmed. And the last one is the fairy reel version of a really well-known tune that we got from my dad, Dermy, who plays the fiddle too. So here we go. You all set, bro?
I think so.
Thank you. There we go.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah, despite what Seán said earlier, I really enjoy playing with Brian and acknowledge him fully as a musician.
Once you've played with me as long as Seán, you'll start changing your tune.
I don't think of you as a accompanist or a backer. I think of you as a musician.
Oh, thanks, thanks, Danny. Where's Seán to hear that?
So we're maybe going to play a few. Well, we're more than maybe going to do it. I have to not be bashful. We're actually going to play a few jigs next, according to the list here. The list does not lie. The first one is called "The Priest in His Boots." Aren't the tune names great? Yeah. What is that about? It's loosely based on a version from the West Limerick flute player Paddy Taylor, who spent most of his life in England working as a cameraman, I think, for the BBC. Made a couple of really good recordings in the 70s that I've listened to loads, but when left alone with a tune for years without reference to the original recording, my versions tend to go, to get stranger. So now it probably isn't anything really like Paddy Taylor's, but that's what started it. And the one afterwards is Podgin O'Rafferty, which is a really common tune in loads of different versions. This is a kind of simple, I think, a little bit less common than the normal version. And then the third one is with Sullivan's March. So, you all good? Brian's changed costume for this one.
Yeah.
This is where I realized I forgot to put my fancy microphone on at the start.
It's gonna get fancy now.
If you thought that was fun, if you were enjoying it so far, well, you're going to hear the terrible truth now. Yeah, thanks for that. It's great fun to try these tunes out on an unsuspecting and invisible public. Sorry, I'm being a messer. I'm going to play a few more funny tunes that come from, that I mostly learned from my dad, actually, these three. Jeremy is my dad. He's a fiddle player who's also got the habit of messing around with versions and kind of changing the tunes to fit his own playing. The first one is called The Boys of the 25. If anyone knows the 25 what, maybe write in and let us know. It's another of these amazing tune names that's totally open to interpretation. The middle one is The Old Bush, which is a common tune, but it's a funny version of it. The A part is major, it's usually minor, and it kind of comes from the Donegal fiddle player John Doherty, who I spent at least an hour talking about earlier on and years thinking about before that. So it's kind of loosely based on John Doherty's version. And in the third one, I don't know, I don't think you had a name for it, Brian, either, did you? Seriously, if anyone does have a name who's listening, it would be great to, please do let us know. It would be great to know. As we work towards doing more gigs and maybe making a recording of some of this stuff, we need to get ourselves in order. So we'll give them a go. Or do you want a little second to adjust?
Yeah, I'm mostly there.
Okay. This time I'm even moving the mic stand. I've got the good mic on. I'm all totally in order now.
Just one thing here. Starting out. Here we go.
You. Thanks very much. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, Danny.
It's good fun. So yeah, what does my list say? Okay, yeah, Seán was playing loads of tunes earlier. It's just great music from Seán. Intimidatingly great music, actually. Could you not have made a few mistakes, like, you know? You hid them well. So he was talking about the great Kevin Henry, who just passed away recently, who was such a inspiration for his music. And I can't claim to play a whole lot of music directly from Kevin, but I've listened to his brother Johnny's fiddle playing, one of my absolute favorite fiddle players from archival recordings. I listen to Kevin's music too, but maybe you're drawn towards nerding out with the instrument that you play yourself, I guess. So I'd like to play a tune, at least from the Henrys. It's a jig that I learned from the playing of John Henry, followed by a funny version again of Down the Back Lane, tune from the playing of Willie Clancy, the great Clare Piper, that I've kind of taken a bit of a hold your whoops liberty with by making it into a minor. So yeah, let's see if you whoop again afterwards, then we'll know. And afterwards is the Cliffs of Moher, kind of a melodeon version of, again, the opposite, a usually kind of moody minor modal tune that is now happy and bright. No troubles in that tune. And you said it's got another name as well?
Yeah, it's kind of like one that's called Will You Come Home With Me, which is a good name.
Yeah, loads of good names tonight. Yeah, there you go. Lots to think about.
Suggestive. Nice. That's great.
Thank you.
Those are great.
Seems to have passed the test, thankfully, that middle one. Relieved about that. So, yeah. Just take a breather after that. Yeah, well, I only have you 5 people to go on, so you know, we'll find out later. What's that?
Sick emoji.
We have a set here that's called, a set of tunes, that's called Fahi Dermy Fahi, which means that the first tune's from Paddy Fahy, I think, a composition of the also unfortunately recently deceased great fiddle player and maker of tunes from East Galway, Paddy Fahy. The middle one is from, I actually don't know if it is from my dad. You had a name on it, Brian, did you? Not to put you on the spot.
I mean, it's one, I think Michael Russell played it, but the Humors of Carriga Holt was
That's it, yeah. It actually is from a Michael Russell recording. And so I'll take back that endorsement of my dad's nice tune there. Not in this case. And the third, the other Paddy Fahy tune is actually an Ed Reevy tune for anyone keeping score, it turns out. But I learned it off an album that called it Paddy Fahy's, so I stand, you know, it's not my fault. Luckily, we haven't put anything in print or anything like that yet, so if I hadn't said anything, we wouldn't have to get into this, but then what would I talk about? You know? You all set?
I think so.
Rough crowd tonight. So. Yeah. Excuse me. I know I was going to play hornpipes earlier, but I skipped over them. So now's as good a chance as any to put them back in the set. Again, I'm revealing my missteps there. Could have played that one off as part of the set, but it's all out in the open now. I'm not into. I wouldn't lie to you, you know. Didn't hear that. It's going to be fine. These are called, anyway, the first tune is called The Pleasures of Hope. So I'm going to stick to that policy, which I think I got from the album of the same title that was recorded by brilliant Belfast flute players, Harry Bradley and Michael Clarkson. I think I knew it before a wee bit, but that recording made me want to really learn it properly. And then there's one called Selena O'Neill afterwards that I learned from, I suppose it originally comes from Seamus Begley from West Kerry. I think I learned it from Seamus's son Owen, great accordion and concertina player from a big musical dynasty there from the southwest of Ireland. And good old mate of mine too, used to play an awful lot together in Dublin over the years. And the last one is another Ed Reevy tune called The Lone Bush. So here we go. you like that fancy ending? See, we've been practicing. How are we for time? Uh-oh. There's no time limit. Play them all over again. Yeah. I have 2 other ones. Oh, is that okay? Okay, great. Great, Joe. So the first of the 2 other ones is 3 jigs. First one is relatively local. It's written by Jimmy Keane, piano accordion player from Chicago. It's called April's Fool. And the second one is the drum shambo jig. That's the name I have it anyway. Which also I associate with playing with Owen Begley and another friend flute player, Tim McHugh from County Mayo. We used to play a lot in sessions in Dublin. And the last one is Pull the Knife and Stick It Again, which is something else altogether. Very violent altogether. Let me just...
Wait a second. Sorry now. This one, the second tune here, I know some of my students at the Center for Irish Music play. I don't know if Dave McKenna and Ann Schroeder and Mike O'Connor, Bob Ford, Ben Crow, Jay Winnie, if that whole crowd, Emma Lou, if they're all listening, my adult ensemble on Lewin. This is one of your tunes, the middle one. Not the tuning. That's my own. Okay.
Getting carried away in the last one there. Thanks, guys. So we'll do one more set, maybe to finish up. Some of the stuff we've been working on draws more in kind of Donegal music, but just in this particular lineup of tunes, we didn't have as much of that, but this set will make up for it. And some of the people from the classes today at the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend will recognize some of these tunes for sure. The first one is a Highland called the 21, and then and some of my regular students too in the Centre for Irish Music who have been teaching and testing out some of these tunes on recently, and have been forcing me to learn them properly as well. It's great to teach, you learn a lot from it. It's should just reiterate what a great experience that's been over the last few months before we finish up this slot. And thanks again to everyone here at the Celtic Junction and at the Centre for Irish Music and the Minnesota Irish Music Weekend. There's still time to register for some events and classes tomorrow if you're inspired by tonight's music. So please do check it all out. And we'll do this one, the two of us, and then I think we'll have a few with Seán to finish up afterwards. Here we go. So I didn't mention the reels names. The first one is called Miss Shepherd. It's a Scottish tune. Played a lot in Donegal. Those traditions overlap, of course. And the same as the last one, actually, John Doherty called it The Flood on the Home, HOLM. And it's actually two compositions of James Scott Skinner, the amazing Scottish violinist from the kind of turn of the 20th century. Just run together. Doherty made it into one tune, made two short reels into one huge reel, and it works brilliantly. So here they are. Thanks again.
Danny Diamond.
Thank you.
Woo!
The astonishing Seán Gavin, back with us again to finish things off.
That's maybe a bit of a stretch there.
Okay, mesmerizing. How'd you like that?
I'm not sure. Let's go back the other way. Well, thanks very much. That was great, guys. Awesome. Gorgeous tunes. Sounded really good. Really enjoyed that. I went for a little bit of a walk earlier and came back, but I was watching on YouTube. So I knew I was keeping an eye on. I knew when you started. I was watching on the YouTube channel there, and I was like, all right, I better go back. But no, it was even better in person. No, it was great on YouTube. Never mind. No. Anyway, these are a couple that Danny chose for us to play, right?
Absolutely, a couple of barn dances. Eddie Duffy's, or Jimmy Duffy's. I think Eddie was the father of Jimmy, who was the person that taught them to Cathal McConnell, the great Fermanagh flute player, and they kind of spread very wide from Cathal's playing. As far as I know, that's the source. Someone could correct me online. Definitely Fermanagh barn dances. Someone could correct me online, and I might just ignore it. I might still keep using that intro. I don't know.
It's a good plan.
Who can
Never
tell?
read the comments, man.
But so anyway, these two, I kind of associate them with the Belfast fiddle player Andy Dixon, who's a real inspiration for me and taught my dad the fiddle. Without him, I wouldn't be sitting here playing the fiddle today. I'd probably be somewhere doing great in life with a real job, you know. So, yeah, let's not think about that one too much. And the other source for me was
I thought I was doing great. Now I'm not sure.
Better just play these tunes before things get even more complicated on stage. The other source is Ben Lennon. Both those guys passed away recently as well, so it'd be nice to play it as a tribute to them. Ben Lennon was a fiddle player from Leitrim, who also I learned loads from. He was really generous with his time and knowledge when I was a kid. So here we go.
you. Thanks, guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Yeah, those are nice ones. So are those, I think, did you got those from your parents, is that right?
Yeah, I guess so, and I think they would have gotten them from
Andy Dixon.
Andy, particularly, and then I also kind of learned them in, the way in parallel from the Dog Big, Dog Little record.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Ben Lennon on it. So,
yeah, it's great, yeah. Nice ones. Yeah, I hadn't thought of them for a while. We got together the other day, socially distant from each other, and mostly, and played a few tunes. I'm playing the flute, you see, which apparently is the most dangerous of all instruments to be playing at this time. Or at least maybe most dangerous of all instruments to be around somebody else playing at this time. But
you're safe.
I think I'm probably okay, yeah. But you guys, But anyway, I think we're going to play a couple more reels. But thanks so much for everybody who's listening, and thanks to the Center for Irish Music and Nora and Hannah and all of the volunteers and everybody who's worked so hard, and Cormac and Natalie and all the O'Sheas. And I'm actually going to be heading off here in a couple of weeks back to Michigan. Yep. So it's probably my only chance to be talking to a bunch of Minnesotan friends at the same time. So thank you all so much. It's been a great time here, and I love this place. It's been great. You have a lot to be proud of, and I'll be back. I'll be back for I'll be a frequent visitor.
You better be.
That's right. Oh, I will. I'm going to have a couch in every corner. And no, but honestly, though, it's a beautiful place, and I really love it here. And I wish we could all hang out before I have to go. Yeah. But another time, I'll have my coming back party.
There you go.
Even if it's just for a weekend. But I think we're going to play a couple of reels to finish off. The first one is a version of the Dunmore Lasses, and it's a version, again, that comes from Kevin Henry. He called it The Road to Knock, and it's kind of a cool version. And then we go into another one, The Golden Keyboard. And we were both trying to think there is a story behind that we're both forgetting. So if maybe somebody's going to comment and come up with
if
one.
You know any good stories there at home, you could probably just
Yeah.
fill it in. Imagine we're telling a really good story now.
A golden keyboard seems. Talk about a weighted keys, huh? Sorry, that was pretty bad.
Nice piano nerd joke.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much, everybody, and thanks again to the guys here. Great music. It was great to hear you there. Yeah, lovely stuff. I was just teasing Brian earlier, by the way. Just in case anybody was, like, hey, don't pick on Brian.
On Facebook, they're all coming to my defense.
I know, I'm sure. Yeah. Me and Brian have been playing together for 15 years at least, probably more. Feels like more anyway. I'm just teasing him. I always pick on him.
Mule.
All right. No, love you, Brian. Just kidding.
Love you, Sean.
Great stuff. It sounded great, man.
Stay the hell away from me.
He chose to sit on the far side, He said, "Would you want to sit in the middle?" No, I want to get over there as far as I can. All right. Nah. You want to hear a joke? No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay, so The Road to Knock and The Golden Keyboard. All right, ready? Mm-hmm.
Seán Gavin, Danny Diamond. Woo!
All right. Do you guys have anything else? Do you?
What are they saying on Facebook?
Sure, we know a couple thousand tunes that come.
So, well, I think we should get one more set from all these guys. What do you think? So, I wanted to let you know about a class that Seán is teaching. This starting this week, if we have enough people, and we should have enough people, because this will be such a fantastic class. It's called iconic recordings of traditional Irish music. So if you want a very special approach, if you want Seán to basically play you music and talk about what you should be listening to, take this class. You will learn so much. It's on Friday afternoons, starting this Friday. And then another class that's coming up soon called the Fair Play Fiddler Circle, and that is a fiddle group, a women's group that is run by Mary Vinorni. And I joined it last summer, and I learned a ton, and then I haven't played the fiddle since. But you should join this class, and that's also on Friday afternoons, right after Seán's class. So I thought I'd put in a plug for those two, and plus also our Celtic Cuties class. So the Center for Irish Music offers this very sweet parent participation class for little kids who love Irish music or whose parents love Irish music. So if you're interested in doing that one, all of these classes are virtual classes, so you can take them from anywhere in the world. So just go to our website, centerforirishmusic.org. And I also really want to thank a whole bunch of people, and I will make it quick. I wanted to thank all of the staff at the Center for Irish Music. I'm so lucky to have staff at the Center for Irish Music. It's an organization that's been growing very slowly, and I've been the director for 10 years now, and I just could not do what we're doing without our staff. So that's Hannah Carr-Murphy, Asia McCullough-Beer. She makes everything look beautiful and has organized this event along with me, kind of side by side, and Erica Nelson. So it's just an incredible team of people. And I'm always the one who gets up and does all the talking, but I only do just a small amount of the work. I come up with lots of ideas, and other people make them work. So. And then I wanted to thank the tech team. So there are a lot of people making this concert look and come across so beautifully. And it's just one of 6 of our concerts that we've done. So I wanted to have a huge shout out tonight to Cormac O'Shea on sound and to Natalie on production, making this place look beautiful. So give them a round of applause. And Natalie and Cormac aren't just incredibly intelligent people who make all sorts of things happen. They are parents at the Center for Irish Music, and I have 3 amazing children who are very talented musicians, and I always forget to, they never get to be parents, so there you go. They're amazing parents too. And then our tech team. So there's 2 fantastic people who, when I said, could we do this? Could you help me do this? They said, absolutely, we're there. What do you need us to do? And I said, I have no idea what I need you to do. And they said, well, this is what you need to do, and we'll do it for you. So that's Pete McCauley with McCauley Media and Michelle McGregor with Evolution Productions. And they've been working together on this, and they've just been incredible. Please give them a round of applause. Yeah, I've had a whole bunch of people from festivals around the country already contacting me saying, how did you do this? And I still don't know how. So maybe talk to me next week and I might have figured it out. So thanks to everybody, and also to the Center for Irish Music's board. You guys are amazing, and especially Joanne Vano, who is the chair of this event, our volunteer chair. So thanks, Joanne. And yeah. So that was like one of the best concerts I have heard in such a long time. It's so amazing to hear you guys play together and to hear so much solo music. Like, it's just such a treat.
At least 3 months anyway.
At least 3 months. That's so Canadian. I'm always like, I can't be too impassioned. All right, so without further ado, here is Seán Gavin, Danny Diamond, and Brian Miller. And thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are. Yeah, get your instruments out. And yeah, have a wonderful night. And join us tomorrow, 3 p.m. for Matt Cranich. Have a great night.
Which ones? Okay, sorry about that. I was listening to Nora attentively, and we forgot that we were supposed to come up with a set of tunes to play, but Danny's got it covered, so we're good. Go on, Danny, tell them what we're
We'll
going to
talk
play.
about them.
Yeah.
We're going to play 3 tunes that we've been rehearsing for the last few days, last few weeks even. Yeah.
3 months.
Together.
Yeah.
Yeah. The 3 tunes, a tune a month from the lockdown. Our magnum opus this set is the Liffey Banks, which reminds me of my hometown, Dublin, and the amazing Tommy Potts. Well, one of my 2 hometowns. Belfast is also my hometown, depending on where the person who's offering me a drink is from. You have to gauge that one. Sometimes you go the wrong way. The second one, also they're a combo from, I think, Michael Coleman, the amazing Sligo fiddle player, the Shaskeen reel. And then the last one added on, another great old Sligo reel, is the Bag of Spuds, the bag of potatoes.
Yes.
Thank you all again. It's been loads of fun to hang out here. Feel like a kid who just got off school for the summer. Might be coming across that way. So see you all out there soon, I hope.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks, everybody.